I've scouted this with onX, but the river has changed. It's dropped. Things have changed. So you got it. onX is an awesome tool. It's great, and it's literally helped us figure out that we wanted to be here. But you still need to go out and put boots on the ground. It's because things change. Rivers are dynamic things. Ducks are dynamic. Geese are dynamic. Nothing stays static. And so use onX to find your spots, but then you got to go out and walk them. When I was looking at onX on my desktop, what caught my eye were these two islands up here. And then when I first came down and looked at birds, there was a ton of birds on that big island. And they've consistently, that's where they wanted to be. Since the water level has dropped, they've started to move down into here and kind of loaf right here.
Another island or something too.
Well, we don't have, yeah, we've got all, we got time. Yeah, this isn't bad. The dog's gonna be able to wade. Either of our dogs are gonna be able to wade this. So the only thing I'm seeing about this is you've got a real fast current on that far side. And if you drop birds on that side, they're gonna go down that chute. But there's a saving grace to this, because where we first walked down, there's that big pool, that big deep pool. And it's a big deep eddy. That's where you're gonna just, if you kill a bird and it goes over there, you just take your dog and go down, and that's where you're gonna pick that bird up. You have to wait for it to float down to you, but that's where it's gonna end up. So we're gonna wander on up the bank. onX is showing us, or has shown us, that the river makes a bend right here, and you can tell by the bank over there that it makes a big bend. But what you can't tell from right here, the onX has shown us there's another island up here, and it's actually, we watch birds dump in there. So we're gonna wander up there and check it out. We may end up building a blind up there. This is a no on building a blind here, and I'll tell you why. You don't need it. We have tons of cover here. This is where you just hunker down and you let your camo do its job. This marsh camo from Sitka is going to blend me in extremely well in these willows. All you gotta do, hunker down, take a knee. If it snows, get your whites out. Hunker down in this stuff with snow. This is called being a guerrilla duck hunter. What I mean by that is being on the fly, being able to make adjustments on the fly. I'd haul a dozen decoys down in here. This is obviously where these ducks want to be. I'd throw them out along the edge, and I just hunker down in the brush and wait. All right, so this is where we're gonna do it. This is Duck TV Cribs. Come on, check out my blind. Because you make your entrance too big, you know, this just isn't gonna work. It's gonna be wide open on that end, and you wanna be closed off. So we've got things about chest high on me. Everybody else, we're gonna be ducked down. You just gotta imagine, we're gonna have seats, probably have our Yeti buckets to sit on. We're gonna have it, we got a dog door right here. This is perfect. As you saw from the footage in the field, we ended up building a blind on this piece of property that we had permission to hunt. But I wanted to lay out for you, both with the mobile version and the desktop, how I scout using onX without ever being on a piece of property. And the first thing I did is I pulled up the aerial view from onX, and I wanted to look it over. The reason I wanted to look it over is I can get an idea of where some potential hot spots are going to be just by looking at the aerial view of this. For example, before I even went down to the property and really looked it over really well, like we did the other day, I knew that this island would probably hold birds at the head of it and at the bottom of it. This aerial view shows me footage from summertime when the water in the river is really high and really fast. So I know, judging by the amount of green and leaves on the trees, that onX is showing me something that is early in the season and there's lots and lots of water. So I know that when the water drops, that there's going to be room for birds to sit on these islands. There's going to be exposed gravel, exposed shelves that these birds are going to loaf on and rest on. So when we went down, this is the first place we went and looked. I can tell that this is a really high, steep bank right here. And I wanted to look at this because it might be potential loafing water, but it's really difficult access. It's also a hairpin turn. I couldn't tell how fast it was until I got down there. This turned into the spot that we ended up building the blind, and I could tell just by looking at this that it would probably be a good spot. But I had a surprise. Once we got down there, birds started to fly around and we started to see birds moving through the area. And I knew that this corner in here might be good, but even when I zoom in on it and I look, I can see that there was a big riffle right here and I wasn't sure what that would look like. And this right here was a real surprise for me, because once we got in there, this turned into a major loafing spot for birds. And there was a lot of ducks in there. So that's just how I broke down this piece of property. You could do it on your phone too. Pull it up and do it on the phone. I just have it. I can make it really big on the desktop and really see it really easily and manipulate it with a mouse. So the next time you're looking over a piece of property that you've not been into before, pull up onX on a desktop or on your mobile device and look it over. I was able to zoom in tight and look at some features and get an idea of spots I wanted to look at on this property before we ever went down there. Turns out that the spot that I had in mind just by looking at onX was a winner. We shot some birds in there the other day after we built the blind, and it's been perfect. So hey, next time you pick up a piece of property, pull up onX, look it over. It's more than just a tool to show you to get landowner permission. It's a great tool for scouting as well. Make sure that you're using the app and the program to its fullest capability. So hey guys, I hope this tip was helpful. While you're here, drop down, give us a thumbs up, mash that subscribe button, make sure you turn on the notifications so you get all the great content that we're producing here at Wingmen. Check us out on all of our social media feeds as well. And until next time, we'll see you in the field.